Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. I just got off the phone with David. He's a client. We've done some videos before, and something came up actually. Um, it's the reason why a percentage of my male clients will not open up. It's a complete misunderstanding that they're having. Let me actually adjust this. Got glare in my glasses. So it's a complete understanding that they're having on their own, and I'll get into that. So it has to do with shame, fear, um, and what and why it has to do with shame and fear, and how that's keeping men from opening up. Because the whole idea, not the whole idea, the whole teaching is when a man can open up, he has a greater awareness. And when he has a greater awareness, he has much more awareness of her too, and where she's at in the moment. And that's the difference between my course and all the pickup artist courses. About they use lines and openers and memorized things to say when they see a girl that they like, that they're visually attracted to. The challenge with that stuff is it's not real, it's not genuine. You're not coming from your heart, which is what my course is all about. It's about coming from the heart. So there's a lot of guys will come into my course and they'll be like, well, you're not teaching any of the pickup artist course stuff. I'm like, well, number one, that stuff doesn't work, and number two, you're starting out the relationship on not only a bad foot but a false foot. You're literally telling her something you learned or memorized in a course. What I'm doing is I'm teaching you to be in the present moment and notice where she's at in the moment, so you can say something from the moment, from what you're actually feeling, what you're actually thinking, what you want to say, okay? And I tell you what this does for you, as Dave said, and there's a video clip a couple of videos back. It's a very short one. I've got a couple of them, but I took a short clip. And he said, and we're talking about, I said, well, so like, what do you normally do? He goes, honestly, he goes, well, I don't tell her the first thing I think about her. I'm like, really, why? Well, because, what if she rejects it, or what if she doesn't like it? I go, okay, so what do you do? He goes, well, then I think, okay, well, what's another thing I could say? And then I usually don't say that, and then I think, what's another thing? And then nah. He goes, I usually say the fourth or fifth thing. I go, so you literally think and think? And he goes, yeah. I go, and so I just taught him how to let go of the thinking and to completely open up and speak from the heart, because it's so much simpler. And in the video, I may as well just put. Now I'm not going to put the clip in there. I'll make this video too long. I'll put the video in the upper. What would that be technically? The upper left-hand corner of this. Okay, you'll see it. But after you learn how to just speak genuinely from his heart and what he feels, and be okay with whether she likes it or not, because that causes honesty. Instead of saying, and this is what he said, he goes, well, I go, why would you think all that stuff? He goes, well, I was trying to figure out. That's the male brain. I need to figure it out. I need to think. He goes, I was trying to figure out what she wants to hear. And I go, so you're lying. You're not telling her what you feel or what you think. You're telling her, I'm analyzing the situation and she looks like this kind of girl. You're trying to categorize women and say, well, most women that look like this probably want to hear this. That is a robotic response. That's not what this course is about. And ultimately, you might say, well, why do guys do that? And why do they rely on that? And that's what this video is about. Ultimately, it's about shame. It's about not being okay with who you are, or believing that they're not going to be okay with who you are. And that right there is one of the things women look for. Are you internal, in other words, connected to yourself and okay with who you are? Or are you external, trying to say the right thing to get her to like you, even though you don't like you? There's a reason why I'm going here to here, because there's basically two beings, let's call it that, or left and right brain. They're different processors. And so you need to be connected to you, your heart, your emotions. You need to be in love with you. You need to connect with you. That's what a woman's looking for in a man, ultimately. And that's another segment of my course. It takes hours and hours and hours to work you into that, because most men are just so disconnected and outside. It's not even funny. So why are men disconnected? Why are men constantly looking for approval? Not all men, but a lot of men. And I mean a lot of men. They're always trying to say the right thing. And I'm telling you right now, guys, you've got to stop that. Say what you feel. Think what you think. Be who you are. And you will attract the right people, friends, family, person's woman into your life who wants to be with you for who you are. And the great thing about it is you don't have to live a lie every day. You don't have to be an actor. You can just be who the fuck you are, okay? So when a guy's looking for approval from a woman, she catches it right off the bat, and you're just like, she's like, wow, that guy has no self-connection, no self-value. It's valuing yourself, okay? And that, again, that's what she's looking for. So I'm going to go over some things David and I talked about, and I'm going to teach you something that I learned a long time ago, multiple times in NLP trainings. Now, a lot of these NLP trainings were 2 weeks, 3 weeks. 2 of them were 5-week long trainings. So they're very in-depth, and they'll repeat messages over and over every hour for weeks. And you're like, God, I heard it the first 10 times. Did you? Did you really hear it? Because there's a lot of messages that I'm saying in these videos that people have heard before. They thought it meant this, but I'm taking you to a much deeper level, and it's like, this is what we're really talking about. So until you get to that level, it's going to be kind of hard. So let me do something here. Little notes. All right. So we're talking about shame and fear in men. Now, one thing I said to David was, I believe that Mother Nature, God, the alien species that created us, whatever you want to believe in, the Matrix, whatever your belief system is, it put it into men, especially young men, up until their 30s or 45 or so, to have this fear. Now, what does this fear do? Well, as I said in my other videos, there's an artery in the instinctual brain. And when that artery, when it feels fear, it's like it has a sensor, okay? Just like your car has an oxygen sensor. Well, that lower reptilian brain has a sensor, and when it notices you're in kind of a scary situation, it narrows the artery. This is a huge piece of my course. When you learn how to open that artery, it allows the blood to flow and allows your brain to be turned on in your systems. And women are drawn to that. So that's another course. Get the book Cracked Female Code. You'll read a lot more about it. So for this video, when you're feeling shame or fear, shame is a form of fear or guilt or fear of any kind. I'm afraid to approach that woman. I'm afraid to tell her what I really feel. That artery narrows. That is ultimately what turns women off, because what happens is you start looking like this and you're very focused and you're very linear and logical. Your tone becomes more nasally versus resonating from your voice, dropping down inside and being comfortable with yourself. You can go to Will Smith's movie Hitch, or lots of movies. It's like, I'm looking for a guy who's comfortable with himself. What did she say? Comfortable with himself. Not trying to get her to feel comfortable with him. That's the wrong way. But that is the male way. It's the external way. I want to make you like me. I want you to feel comfortable around me. That's not the answer. That's the wrong way. Like I'm going to find the best technique and the best line to get that girl to be attracted to me, to like me. That's wrong. That doesn't work. It's a false narrative. It's a false perspective. What you want to do is you want to like you. You want to be comfortable with you. And when you do that, you walk out in the world a much kinder, more compassionate person. And that is what women are attracted to. They don't want to be with a guy who's trying to be perfect and say the right thing all the time and always thinking. She's like, why is he analyzing every situation? Like, is he a detective? Is he investigating me? That's how guys make women feel. Why is he overthinking things? And women say this, don't overthink it. Just be natural. The left brain, the male brain, is not the natural brain. That's the mechanical brain. The right brain is the natural brain. Okay, that's the 5 senses: see, hear, feel, smell, and taste. So let's get back to this artery and why it's so important. There's techniques that I teach men, and I'm going to go over one thing I learned in a long NLP training. It's in my notes. I'll get to it, okay? And you have to learn how to relax. You have to learn how to just let go and stop rushing and just be in the moment, okay? So that doesn't mean you can't, like if you're busy and you're at work, I get that. The left brain does have a lot of purposes in life. I'm not saying don't use it. A lot of people are like, so you're saying don't ever, no, I didn't say that. That's more in-depth stuff. There's a time and place for everything. So right now we're talking about meeting women or being with your wife and becoming the kind of man, the kind of guy who she feels comfortable around, who she wants to be around, who she wants to lean on physically and just relaxes her. Okay? I didn't say you're going to relax her. It's not what I said. You are going to learn how to relax you. I'm going to give you a few tips right now, and then I'm going to go into the whole thing I talked with David. Number one, get a deep tissue massage. I would say get a deep tissue massage once a week for 5 weeks, and then you'll understand. That, for most men, gets the ball rolling. Oh, this. Then you start noticing when you're uptight. Men are so used to being uptight, they don't even know they're uptight. And they're like, I can't keep a girl around. She just feels like, oh, I've got a headache. You know, that's another thing I'll talk about. Not in this video, or maybe I will. Headache. Guys are so uptight, a lot of guys, they don't even know they're uptight because they're so used to being there that they have no idea that they're doing it. And then it sucks her into this, and you closed her up, and you're like, why am I in the friend zone? Why doesn't she want to have sex with me? Because she doesn't feel sexual around you or even comfortable around you to have sex with you. You're making her uptight. It's not that you're doing something to her. It's what. And now here's the funny thing: guys do the negative stuff in reverse. So now you're making yourself uptight and wondering why I can't meet women. Why do they keep walking away? Why? It's because you're not open. So you're not internal. So to get this thing going with the artery, some things that you can do: get a massage, a lot. Okay. If you're feeling uptight, get a deep tissue massage. Okay. Foot massages, because it brings you down into your body. Any kind of massage, even a hand massage, head massage, back massage, it brings your awareness to. So let's say someone's massaging your back or your foot. Well, where do you think your awareness is going to be if it's feeling really good? On that foot, on your hamstring, on your back. That's what I mean when I say be internal. Don't overly spiritualize this, although it is the doorway to opening up to being spiritual. All I'm saying is have an awareness of your body. So I could touch your arm and say, well, what do you feel? Like, well, I feel your hand. I feel the warmth coming through your skin onto my arm. I go, that's internal awareness. That's it. Most guys are out there, not even paying attention to their system. So I remember in church, we did all these singing and these hymns and these songs. And you always feel better. You walk out just, like the worries of the world are just gone, at least for a couple days, right? It's because you sing, you do these rhythmic, and music has rhythms and beats that can really relax you. There's certain tones and songs and prayer, all that stuff relaxes you and it opens that artery. Okay? As I said in my other videos, because it allows the blood to flow up into the larger human brain. And when you're relaxed, that artery opens, and then you open up, and now you have a greater awareness. And this is what attracts women to you. And it's going to make your wife feel comfortable. So then the question is, why is it that men aren't naturally open like this? It's because I believe Mother Nature built us, just like army ants and bees, where there's certain section of the beehive, they're made for fighting. They're infantry soldiers, they're army ants and army bees. And so younger men have this. Now that doesn't mean you can't pop out of it. If you learn these techniques, you can learn how to open faster and easier, okay? So all I'm trying to say is, you notice that a lot of girls are very attracted to older guys. It's always been this way. Ever since I was a kid, high school, I was pissed off. Oh, she's dating this college guy. Then you get to college and finally think, oh, you're going to get the girls. Now they're dating the business guys that are in their 30s and 40s. And you're like, what the hell's going on? Why is she dating that guy? He's 12 years older than her, blah, blah, blah. It's because as you get older, you start to open up. You start to relax. You start to kind of take life at a pace and be more in the present moment. And that makes her mating system want to be with you, okay? Hey, I hope you're enjoying this video series. There's gonna be 3 more pieces, at least 2 more. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna cut it, but I want to wrap up the different things anyone can do, whether it's a guy or a girl, to help you learn how to relax. So number 1, get massages on a regular basis. I do recommend doing it in the beginning, 1 a week for every 5 weeks, and this should be at least an hour-long massage, okay? Number 2, acupuncture. Go in and tell them you think too much and you want to relax, and use your hand and say, I want to be in my body. I want to be more down to earth and more emotionally grounded. Okay, let them know you want to relax, and you because I think what you have to have a reason. They'll see, do you have anxiety? And even if you don't think you do, just say, yeah, I have anxiety, because there's certain things that the way they'll put the needles to help you be more internal. If you're in the San Francisco area, go to Dr. Chen. I haven't been there in about 10 years or so, 8 years. I'm hoping he's pretty old back then, not that old, but he's probably still there. It's on Noriega Street in San Francisco. It also has another one in Berkeley that he goes in the morning. So you've got deep tissue massage, acupuncture, deep breathing. So as simple as this, you don't have to do some technique, but as simple as just breathing in, breathing out. Now, that's a relaxing breath. Some people will go, no. That'll fire you up. You want to relax. So breathe in deep in the nose. Hold the breath for 2 or 3 seconds and then blow it out with pursed lips, okay? Or just when a woman's talking, just breathe in and breathe out. Or when you're in a group of people, when it's someone's turn to talk, breathe in, okay? Try not to make it like, like, what's wrong with that dude? Just kind of do it more natural. But if you notice, people actually take deep breaths all the time in conversations. Another thing is make sure you have plenty of protein and complex carbs like oatmeal, green leafy vegetables, brown rice, stuff like that. Because when that mating system, it has a sensor, it senses oxygen and glutamate glycogen in the bloodstream. And once it senses enough, it relaxes. So protein slowly breaks down. Complex carbs slowly break down in the Krebs cycle. My point being is they are slow burning fuels. So chicken, steak, protein, etc. Oatmeal, 7-grain breads, stuff like that. Okay. So let's see. Taking hot showers. Another thing is stretching after you take a hot shower. Take a 10-minute or 7-minute hot shower, then stretch, and then breathe in deep, and then stretch. Grab your foot or whatever. Hold it for about 10 seconds, 15. And as you blow it out, stretch even deeper. That's one of the techniques that I developed when I was a kid, actually. Okay, it was really helps you relax. Doing yoga class. But the main thing is do 15, 20 minutes of stretching with a warm body. You don't want to do it when you're cold. So there's a few things. In my course, I'm going to teach you some advanced stuff on how to be internal, how to open up your right brain, how to have this expanded conscious awareness yet being totally grounded inside. Those techniques are going to relax you, but those take some work. And what we do is we condition all of this, from the deep breathing to the learning how to move, to these awareness techniques that help you to relax. Buy my book, Crack the Female Code, and I'll see you at a seminar or one-on-one coaching. Hey, this is Mike Colleen at MikeColleen.com. I'll see you soon. Bye.